day everyone, I am Arlene Simaligdong and for today I will discuss the cognitive development of high school learners. Adolescence is a time for rapid cognitive development. At this stage of development, there is a decrease in egocentric thoughts while the individual's thinking takes more of an abstract form. This allows the individual to think and reason in a wider perspective. Behavioral studies also show the development of executive functions comprised by cognitive functions that enable the control and coordination of thoughts and behavior. Adolescence is therefore a period of human development that has great influence on the individual's future life through character and personality formation. Piaget's formal operational thinker. Piaget formulated the theory of formal operational thinking, which demonstrates how the cognitive capacity of the adolescent allows him or her to go beyond the sensible and concrete in order to dwell on what is abstract, hypothetical, and possible. Sa theory ni Piaget ay napakalaga ng konsepto nito upang mas maintindihan lubos ang pag-iisip ng isang bata, which is nag-formulate siya ng formal operational thinking na lubos malalaman kung paano mag-isip ang bata. So, dito sa formal operational thinking ay pag-uusapan ng mga high school learner kung paano sila mag-process ng information, the way sila mag-isip and so on. Therefore, sa theory ni Piaget, nag-propose siya ng three formal operational thinking. Ito ay ang propositional thinking, relativistic thinking, and real versus possible. First, propositional thinking. It is assertion of absolute visual evidence. Ibig sabihin nito, dito na masasabi na kapag ang high school learner ay nagkakaroon na siya ng sariling concept patungkol sa isang bagay na kahit hindi niya ito makita, basta't may nabanggit lang ng isang object is malalaman niya agad kung anong klaseng bagay yan. The next one is relativistic thinking. It is subjectively making an opinion on facts. What it doesn't mean, adolescents are more likely to engage in relativistic thinking. In other words, they are more likely to question other assertions and less likely to accept information as absolute truth. So, through experience outside the family circle, they learn that rules they were taught as absolute are actually relativistic. So, for example, arguing for against the superiority of the races, whether white, brown, yellow, or black.
The last one is real versus possible. It is examining a situation and exploring the possible in terms of situation or solutions. Meaning, ang high school learner ay nagkakaroon ng isang opinion patungkol sa situational. For example, sa group reporting, kung anong sinasabi ng leader, hindi lang siya mag-a-agree dito, kundi meron pa rin siyang masasabi o opinion patungkol sa topic nila. For Piaget, one indication of the presence of formal operational thinking is the ability of the adolescent thinker for combinational analysis, which is his taking stock of the effects of several variables in a situation, testing one variable at a time and not randomly. So for example, rito ay experiments. Di ba sa experiment, hindi lang ito ginagawa at once, but meron itong first trial, second trial, and third trial until unti-unti itong magsasucess. Sa experiment na yon, hindi lang isang element ang nakakapaloob. So, andyan palagi yung magko-combine kayo ng elements. So, dito na nagpro-prosecure yung combinational analysis. As information processing theorist Robert Ziegler views the influence of the environment on thinking. He sees cognitive growth not as stages of development but more of sequential acquisitions of specific knowledge and strategies for problem solving. Based on Robert Ziegler, ay nakafocus siya sa environment ng students. Kung paano ba mag-isip ang estudyante through his environments. Sa kanyang theory, na-figure out niya na ang pag-iisip ng estudyante sa high school ay mas mabilis compared to elementary level. In his experiments, Ziegler used role models in relations to balance, weight, distance, conflict, distance, and other conflict balance problems. So he examined the correct and wrong answers to each of the problems, drawing out role models in thinking and knowing. Thereupon, adolescents may show first, speed. In information processing, coupled with greater awareness and control and acquired knowledge based on more efficient kind of thinking compared with that of the child. Ibig sabihin, ang high school learner ay mas mabilis mag-process ng information kaysa sa elementary level. It is because the teenager or these adolescents bring many changes, not only physically but also mentally. During these years, adolescents increase their ability to think abstractly and eventually make plans and set long-term goals. B. Complexity. Way of considering longer-term implications and possibilities beyond the here and now. And the last one is increased volume. It is of information processing coupled with longer memory span. Overachievement. During adolescence, he or she can achieve very high academic grades in spite of not getting IQ grades that are at the top 3 or 5% of the bell curve. The case of overachievers is a reminder that the intelligence quotient test is not the only determinant in school achievement. There are other factors such as motivation, interest, work habits, and personality development. Achievement and IQ tests are standard measurements of the learner's abilities as well as potentials for success in given areas. In addition to this, overachievers are frequently identified as students who perform or having this strong sense of self-worth, meaning they are always proud of their effort, wherein they are always striving to achieve more and willing to push themselves to achieve more. Pero sinasabi rin na hindi sukatan ang quotient test na dahil nagbabase rin ito sa kung paano ang bata ay may dedikasyon talaga at patuloy itong nakikita hanggang sa naaabot nito ang ninanais. The overachieving adolescents may demonstrate superior work habits, greater interest in schoolwork, more consistency in doing assignments, and more grade performance consciousness. Overall, they show more responsibility, consciousness, and planning compared with the normal achievers. So here are the characteristics of overachievers. First, positive self-value. It includes the self-esteem, confidence, optimism. The second one is openness to authority. So the overachiever is responsive to expectations of parents and teachers. The third one is positive interpersonal relations. It includes responsive and sensitive to feelings of others. Fourth, less complex on the issues of self-autonomy. They feel freedom to make right choices, initiates and leads activities. 5. Academic orientation. So it includes discipline, work habits, high motivation to discover and learn, interest in study values, and varied fields. 6. Goal orientation. It includes efficiency and energy in organizing, planning, setting target, prioritizing long-term goals over short-term rewards. 7. Control over anxiety. It includes well-composed and relaxed performance of organized. Underachievement. The adolescents may perform below the standard set. Possible potentials do not cope with the opportunity to learn and score in the top quarter measurement academic ability. Underachievement is a relatively common phenomenon in adolescents. Middle school and high school teachers limit the students in their classes like, who could do better? Why do some students fail to perform at a level commensurate with their abilities? What happens to underachieving students in occupational settings if they do not achieve academically during their adolescence years? How can parents and educators help these students reach their potential? Unfortunately, there is no magic solutions to the problem of underachievement, but True builds self-esteem by keeping communication open, showing concern in place of anger, and being available without rescuing is isa o maybe na makakatulong in that certain situations. Behavior and adolescence cognitive growth. There are behavioral tendencies which may accompany cognitive growth during adolescence. These are first, egocentrism. This is the adolescent's tendency to think too much of themselves while being too sensitive to social acceptance of their appearance, actions, feelings, ideas, and etc. Adolescence egocentrism is characterized by exaggerated self-awareness and the inability to differentiate between one's own perceptions and the perceptions of others. In other words, the adolescent's view is the only possible view. All others are false. Because they are hyper-focused on themselves, adolescents feel everyone else must be too. Teens are preoccupied with what others think of them. They may even become paranoid, believing that others are scrutinizing their every move. The second one is idealism. This refers to imagining the far-fetched and less ideal situations at home, in schools, and in society. The teens may imagine a utopia or heaven on earth, leading to discouragement when social realities become harsh, unexpected low grades, family discord, and etc. Adolescents become more able to evaluate what they learn, allowing them to start making moral judgments. They can become annoyed with people who don't share their newfound opinions or who aren't as passionate as they are. Adolescents begin to perceive the possibilities in the world and ways in which it could be better, making them very idealistic. The third one is increased argumentativeness. So teens enjoy learning through the use of group dynamics, including role play, discussion, debate, and drama.